Welcome back to the channel, Black is One, where the agenda is to elevate the consciousness of the black race so that we can build and prosper. I'm still in my Black History Month series, and today I'm going to be talking about iron smelting. Now, smelting, for simplicity, is the use of heat, something like a furnace, to make metals like iron and steel. So it's basically iron making or iron manufacturing. And I don't have to tell you how important metal is to civilization. Just imagine what would happen if, say, steel gets scarce worldwide for like 1 year. We can't even wrap weight around that. Now, the smelting of iron started in Africa. Scholars have two theories as to how iron smelting spread to the rest of the world. In one theory, they surmised that it was a case of multiple independent origin, that the technology started in different places simultaneously without any particular place influencing the other. And there's a second theory they call the diffusion theory, where according to them now, the smelting of iron started in one location and spread or diffused to everywhere else in the world. Now, in this school of thought, the point of origin had always been thought to be either ancient China, Mesopotamia, where Iraq is now today, ancient India, ancient Assyria, but never Africa. So, how did the knowledge of smelting iron, according to them, reach to Africa? Simple, by way of invasion. They said that when the Assyrians invaded Egypt, they introduced the technology to the Egyptian in 670 BC. But iron smelting started in Africa some 1000 years BC. It started in a place called the Nok Valley in Nigeria, which is in West Africa, some 3000 years ago, according to the latest and the most comprehensive and compelling evidence. There's also evidence of very ancient metalwork in places like Cameroon and Mali and Tanzania and Niger and other places in Africa. UNESCO released a book in 2004 called The Origin of Iron Metallurgy. Not mythology, metallurgy. The Origin of Iron Metallurgy of Africa. New light on its antiquity. It states that sub-Saharan Africa witnessed the in situ, INSITU, meaning original, point of origin. Sub-Saharan Africa witnessed the in situ genesis of an iron making industry, thereby contributing to the technological heritage of humanity. But Western historians, in the face of mounting evidence that iron smelting started in Africa, resorted to claim that yes, it started in Africa, but in North Africa by the Carthaginians and Phoenicians, who they believe to be white-skinned people. And then it leave from North Africa, spread into Southern Africa or Sub-Saharan Africa, below the Sahara Desert. It spread from North Africa to the quote-unquote black part of Africa. But guess what? The iron deposits in West Africa, in the Nok Valley, predates the finding in Carthage. It predates the findings even in Egypt, in North Africa, by over 5,000 years. So the part of Africa where they are saying that iron smelting started, when you match that against West Africa, they would be late by 500 years. According to McPhee, 1926, Our investigation, I'm going to quote him here. Our investigation shows that in the savannah region of North Nigeria, and indeed most part of Nigeria and West Africa in general, iron technology has been widespread and abundant for over 25 centuries, that's 2,500 years. In other words, since before the coming of Europeans, contrary to some of the early European literature, to the effect that West Africans had no knowledge of iron until the arrival of the white man. Now, if Africa was the first in the game when it comes to metal work, how come Africa, where the technology originated, is now behind on the world stage where iron and steel smelting is concerned? The answer is one word: colonialism or colonization. According to the same Ep.5, 1926, he said that the establishment of British rule in Nigeria put an end to this once prosperous local industry. Everywhere the inhabitants or the Nigerians were forced to abandon the traditional art of iron smelting in favor of the cheaper iron imported from Europe. The arrival of the British did in fact destroy the industrial base much needed for Africa's technological and cultural development. He said that for the level of development greatly affects a people's culture, and hence one aspect of the cultural progress of a people is contingent or is based upon the state of its technology. I told you in videos past, that it might sound astounding, it might sound amazing, it might sound like a conspiracy, it might sound out of this world because we are not accustomed to Africans being featured on anything good, So even me telling you this now, it might come across as this is just me being Pan-Africanist and being Afrocentric. I'm just trying to make a case that yeah, black people invent everything, black people is the greatest, blah blah blah. I'm talking facts, ladies and gentlemen. Iron smelting was invented in Africa by Africans, by black people 3,000 years ago. Get up and stand up, black people. Move to the front of the class. Walk with your chin up and your chest out. Do not look down when you speak. Be confident. Be proud of who you are. For in those veins beneath that black skin runs the blood of geniuses. The geniuses who invented metal from scratch, with no input, no advice, no influence, no inspiration from anyone outside of your continent. The knowledge of smelting iron was the black man's gift, Africa's gift to the rest of the world. Black is one. Consider subscribing to the channel if you support this kind of content. And like I said, I'm looking for 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. And share the videos. If you watch the video, if you like the video, just share the video. Spread the love. And leave me a comment, ask me a question. And as usual, do your own reading, do your own research. Don't just take my word for it. Until the next one, one love.